Alright YouTube, so it has been a while since we've actually discussed another YouTuber. It's been almost exactly half a year to the day that I bodied the old Skullster. The thing is, I'm not a drama channel. I think that's beyond obvious if you watch just a handful of my content, but over the years I have called out channels and content that I don't agree with, mostly from the GTA community. But we have dabbled a bit in the Bethesda community with obviously the Skullsy situation earlier this year, and I've called out Mr. Matty Plays on like one video ever, and it wasn't even Bethesda related, it was Final Fantasy related. And trust me, I'm aware of how absurd the premise of that video is, but his review of Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age is absolutely embarrassing, and he gets pretty much everything wrong every step of the way. But today we are here to talk about a completely different channel, one that I've never talked about, that might possibly be the biggest Bugthestard, if we can bring that word back. Somebody who I've never heard shit talk Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is a perfectly fine game. Everything Bethesda's done so far regarding this game is perfectly fine and acceptable, and they have every right to charge you for private worlds. We are here to talk about FreakEasy or FreakEasy Gaming. I'm not entirely sure which one he wants to go by, or I'm not even sure if he knows. So before we hop into it, again, I am critiquing him as a content creator. I'm critiquing his content, not him personally. I don't even know the guy personally. We probably exchange words here and there in the comment section of each other's videos. I don't even know if he's commented on my videos, actually, but I'm pretty sure I commented on some of his. He was a channel I was watching a lot last year when I was into Fallout 76, along with some of the other smaller content creators out there, Joey Caps, King Man. I support those guys, the smaller content creators, more than I do the bigger guys, because they pretty much just circle jerk each other. One of my biggest critiques of his channel, and this has been around since I first started watching his channel, is him like messing up words, stumbling over sentences and lines, and just not redoing it. He does a lot of his videos in one take, and you can see this in one of his recent videos where he actually talks about the Fallout First membership thing.
We're releasing Update 14 today, which brings Fallout First, our new membership service, to Fallout 76, and I'll cover that in a video later on today. We've also added the Mischief Night seasonal event, color-coded item rarities.
Like, you hear him mess up multiple times there, stumbling over words, saying and pausing on awkward moments. Why not just reread all that? Why not stop and re-record it? To me, that's a sign of a lazy content creator. Let's just throw in the microphone, throw some gameplay in the background, and just read this article really quickly so we can get some content out there. This is just a personal critique of his content and his channel. This isn't even the Bugthestard stuff, but I just wanted to talk about it because it's so odd to me. Like, why would you not want to have, like, decent quality content? Like, it's embarrassing to leave things like this in your video. And as I mentioned previously, this is how his content's been since I started watching it back in 2018. The awkward pauses, the ums, and stumbling over words. Just re-record it.
In this video, we're going to be talking about private worlds coming to Fallout 76 and how they will be a paid service and whether or not this is a good thing.
Really quickly, I want to throw this in. That text at the bottom of that clip was not a typo on my end. That's the name of his video. Are Fallout 76 paid private worlds are a good thing? Again, lazy. Can't even fix the title. You also have people in the comments of that video informing him of the typo, but I guess he just can't be bothered to change it or just doesn't read the comments of his videos. And see, this isn't even a topic that needs a discussion. The majority of the community, the consensus, 99.9% of the community agrees that paid private worlds is a bad thing and the Bethesda should not do this.
Now let's answer the question, are paid private worlds a good thing? And in my opinion, yes, they are, and let me explain.
No, don't like that.
I understand that some people are upset paid private servers are becoming a thing. However, if we read a small piece of the private world coming soon paragraph, it says, our goal for players who purchase the service is to offer something for everyone, not just those who want a private server. Now, it's clear by this sentence that Bethesda Game Studios is going to make us pay for our own private servers, but it is also clear that these servers will most likely be dedicated servers, meaning Bethesda Game Studios will have to put in lots of work on their end to run and maintain these private worlds. And since Bethesda Game Studios has to put in work on their end, this means that Bethesda Game Studios has the right to charge us for those private worlds.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
So I guess his justification for them charging us for private worlds is the possibility that you're buying a dedicated server, but there's no evidence of that. They refer to it as a private server on the Bethesda.net article, but in-game it is called a private world, which to me indicates that it's just like a private lobby, like pretty much every other multiplayer game offers, for absolutely free. But even if what they are selling to you is a dedicated server, that's not what people asked for. People wanted private worlds where they could play by themselves, essentially a single-player Fallout, or with a small group of friends where there's no other players. That's what people have been asking for since before this game's launch, a feature that should absolutely be free.
I understand that people may be upset by this, but also understand that Bethesda Game Studios has to put lots of work in on their end, so they have every right to charge us for that work.
Are you serious? They have the right to charge us. They already charged people $60 for this game that was completely unfinished and lacked any kind of substance or content, and it still performs just as bad now as it did at launch, maybe slightly better, but still pretty goddamn bad. Yet somehow you believe that they have the right to charge for a paid membership for a game that is unfinished. Are you stupid? As pointed out by Mr. Matty Plays and even Clean Prince Gaming, which is somebody I would never give any kudos or credit to, you're paying $12.99 for the paid worlds for the Fallout First membership. That's pricier than both Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus, which each offer a bunch of games, like hundreds of games, and like brand new games on Xbox Game Pass. Like Outer Worlds, for example, you could pay $10 right now, sign up for Xbox Game Pass, and download and play the Outer Worlds instead of paying $60. How is this half-assed membership a better offer than a huge library of games for $10? And hell, here's a quick update that I just found out about. For the Fallout First membership, the scrap box is currently bugged. The box that's supposed to have unlimited space for your crafting components deletes everything that you put in there. And just to be clear, FreakEasy believes this is worth paying for.
And if you have played Fallout 76 up till this point, you know that less players on a server make for an extremely great playing experience, and the game runs nearly perfect. However, with a non-dedicated or player-run server, this means your program is acting as a server and also running the game at the same time. So performance is not as good, and Fallout 76 is already rough as it is.
So I want to play those parts for you really quickly because I wanted you to hear from his own mouth that Fallout 76 performs badly. In the exact same video where he's trying to convince you that Bethesda has the right to charge you for private worlds, he even tells you that the less people on a server, the better the game performs. The game is already rough as it is. How can anybody take you serious or trust your opinion as a content creator when in the exact same video you're saying that the game is terrible, performs shitty, needs less people on a server to perform well, but also that they can charge you for private worlds?
Keep in mind that this membership costs either $12.99 a month, so $13 a month, and or $100 for a full year. So not that expensive in my honest opinion for everything it gives you. Boy, if you don't get... And we're going to go over all that stuff in a second. Also, keep in mind in this video, I will be avoiding all the drama surrounding this membership. So this video will be drama free. However, the same thing cannot be said for tomorrow's video, where I will talk about, is this membership pay to win? And if you have been a subscriber long enough, you already know the answer to that. No, this membership is not pay to win in any way, shape, or form.
And that right there is my main motivation for making a video about this guy. His exact words are, if you've been a subscriber long enough, you already know the answer to that. He's already telling you ahead of time before he ever even makes the next video that he does not view this as pay to win. That's always his mindset. It's always everything Bethesda is doing is okay. Fallout 76 is a fantastic game. That's his mindset every single video, and it'll never change. No matter what Bethesda does, this will always be his mindset. He will defend them to the death. It doesn't matter what they do. They could kill his family in front of him, and he'd be like, you know what? They probably deserved it. I'm not going to watch the rest of that video. It's like 19 minutes. There's no way I can slog through 19 minutes of this guy trying to put a coherent sentence together. The opening of that video, the clips that we looked at, is all I need to know about him as a person and as a content creator. I don't need to watch the rest of it. And if you go to the comment sections of these videos, he's absolutely getting roasted by people that are either former subscribers, just new people to come to his channel. I don't know exactly, and the like ratio is usually pretty bad. The very simple fact is you don't get a dislike ratio like this unless a ton of people are disagreeing with you. And if you go look at his comments, a ton of people, of course, telling him that he's wrong, roasting at spectacles. What was the other one that I've seen? A fool and his money are soon parted. Dude, and I don't even know if he reads his comments on his videos, because I went down this whole list of comments right here, and even the ones that are agreeing with him, I don't see any interaction. I don't see him like hearting comments that agree with him about Fallout 76 being great, or this membership being great. And this is why I believe he's stubborn and so set in his ways, because he doesn't listen to other opinions. He doesn't even try to hear the other side. He just uploads his content about how great the game is, and how everything Bethesda is doing is right. And I realize this video is supposed to be about FreakEasy, but I went to look at King Fanman's stuff because he's the other guy that I know of. I'm sure there's other channels out there too, but he's the other one that I know of that's like super pro Bethesda, pro Fallout 76, and I wasn't surprised. Now, he hasn't put out a video yet, but I'm sure if and when he does, we already know what it's going to be. It's going to be him defending Bethesda, defending this. But he did put out a tweet that said, "My first impressions of the Fallout 76 Fallout first, for what you get, the price, especially with the yearly discount, $8.99, is reasonable, and I believe Bethesda will continue to make it better. And the negativity is from mainly those who don't play, and they always complain." And I'm sure he has supporters on Twitter, but he's getting absolutely roasted by a lot of people like Legacy Kill HD, who quoted this and said, "Yikes, dog. That's one hell of a bootlicking take. Can't believe there still are Fallout 76 players defending Bethesda. Unbelievable." He actually called out Maddie, too, in a tweet, which was surprising to me, because in the past, his lips were firmly planted right on Maddie's asshole last time I checked. And you will notice that he did not have the balls to tag Maddie in this tweet, but Maddie did reply. And he says, "You've met me in person, yet you couldn't at least tag me in this. You speak to an audience who is really big on 76, and that's cool, but my audience is full of folks who loved Bethesda at one point or another and have watched them sink. You like this? Be my guest." At what point does this shit get through their thick fucking heads, man? There is not this revolution amongst the Bethesda community for no reason. If Fallout 76 was a good game, if the microtransactions were fair, there wouldn't be all of this backlash. If the premium membership was good, people would not complain. And honestly, when it comes down to these two, I believe it is a sunk cost fallacy. They have nothing else. They only talk about Fallout 76. I think King Fanman does some other stuff, but that shit doesn't get as much views as his Fallout 76 content. If both of them were to stop talking about Fallout 76 tomorrow, and start talking about other games, they would have no audience and their channels would die. And I think they know that. They have both invested a lot of time playing the game and also making content for it and possibly money into Fallout 76. Again, if they were to stop talking about this tomorrow, they would not have an audience. These are the two channels that I'm aware of that kiss Bethesda's ass. They're super pro Fallout 76, and there is an audience for that, and I think that's the only reason that their channels are even still relevant, because pretty much everybody else has moved on from this game. A lot of the main channels stopped covering it, and there's nobody else talking about it, so they pretty much had to go to King Fanman, FreakEasy, and probably some other channels out there. Once Fallout 76 dies, and trust me, it'll die a slow and painful death, these channels will die too. What Bethesda is doing with Fallout 76 is what's wrong with gaming now, where they try to monetize the absolute hell out of a game and give you an unfinished product, and when you have channels like this that are fully in support of it, that's what's wrong with the gaming community. We don't need people like this at all creating content. It's just sheep leading sheep. People that are still defending Bethesda and still hyping up Fallout 76 are not people that you can trust. There is a reason that I and a lot of other creators out there have stopped playing Fallout 76 and turned our backs on Bethesda until they prove themselves otherwise. There is a reason for that. They have been fucking up for years at this point. Anyways, my dudes, that's pretty much the video. I said my piece. What are your thoughts on the last couple of Bugthestards remaining and still defending Bethesda when it's almost 2020? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and want to stay with more fucking content, I guess. I don't even know what I was going to say there. Turn on notifications. Follow me on Twitter at _David. And my Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.